Well, hey, y'all, how are you today? Come on in the kitchen with me. I just want to share my feelings with you for a minute. You know, there's nothing like the smell of baked treats to get everybody in the kitchen. So today I'm going to be starting off with some decadent orange brownies with an orange cream cheese frosting. And then it's the sweetest white chocolate coconut cookies you ever popped in your mouth. And then it's my best bread pudding recipe. So join me in the kitchen, because today I've pure got the bacon fever. I want to start off by sharing a fabulous orange brownie recipe with you. I'm going to start by measuring out 1.5 cups of flour. I want to level that off because you know when you're baking, unlike when you're just regular cooking, when you're baking, it's so important for your measuring to be very precise, because baking, it definitely is a formula. So you'll want to make sure that you're very, very accurate. Now I want to measure in 2 cups of sugar. And if y'all think a brownie mix from the grocery store is easy, this is just as easy as if you had a mix. All right, the next ingredient to go in our bowl is 2 sticks of softened butter. So that tells you right off the bat, this is gonna be a very, very moist brownie. And I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of salt. And now we're just gonna crack 4 eggs into our flour, sugar, and butter. And I'm breaking my eggs separately into another bowl because I want to make sure that I don't add a bad egg to the bunch. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of orange zest into our batter. And now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of orange extract. And we're just going to beat these up. Okay, so you can see that this is almost like just a dump and mix. And it's smelling so good. And that's all it takes. You can see it requires very, very little beating. And our batter is together just that quick. And look at that pretty batter. You can see the pieces of zest in it. And it tastes wonderful, y'all. Now I'm gonna put this into a 13 by 9 by 2 baking dish that's already been greased. Normally, I would bake this at 350, but because we're cooking it in glass, we're gonna lower our temperature to 325 degrees for about 30 minutes, or until it's a nice, beautiful light brown, and until it's set. You want it baked all the way through. So just that quickly, we've gotten our brownies together. Instead of brownies, we need to call them oranges, though, I think. So in it goes, and hopefully in 30 minutes, we're gonna have a beautiful, light brown, perfectly set brownie. Now, while those are baking, let's come over here and make our cream cheese icing. And it's just a standard cream cheese icing that calls for 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And we're gonna put in 1/2 stick of softened butter. Next, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of orange zest. And you'll wanna be careful when you're zesting your orange that you don't go very deeply into that skin, because if you go deep, it has a very, very bitter taste to it. All right, so in goes 2 tablespoons of the zest. To this, we're gonna add 1 16-ounce box of powdered sugar. the powdered sugar will really break down as soon as we put our liquid in it. In that goes. I'm gonna change my beaters around. Now I'm gonna slowly add 2 tablespoons of fresh squeezed orange juice to give us the spreading consistency that we're gonna need for this frosting. And of course, if you've done any baking at all, you'll know that a little liquid with powdered sugar goes a very, very long way. So you don't want to make it too thin. All right, so there we go. I think our consistency is perfect. As it sits here, it'll tighten up a little bit. There we go. I wish you kids were here so I could give you one of these beaters so you could lick a beater. But I'll do it for you. How's that? Oh, it's so good. When we come back, I'm gonna pull that brownie out. We're gonna frost it. And then I've got a great cookie recipe for you. I think you're gonna love it. It involves coconut. And later, it's the best bread pudding, y'all, that you ever put in your mouth. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. Hey, y'all, welcome back. So glad that you came back with me. For those that have just popped in, we are having a great time in our kitchen today. Today is all about bacon, and I've got some orange brownies in the oven. It's time to take those out. And I'm gonna just sit these down here on this end and let them cool, because if I put that cream cheese icing on them right now, it would just melt and just run everywhere. So while we're waiting on those to cool, let's get started on our cookie. And this is called a white chocolate coconut cookie. I'm gonna start by measuring out 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. So that's 1 cup, 2 cups, and that's gonna finish off our flour. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and we're using this because we're using an all-purpose flour. So we're gonna need to add the ingredients that's gonna make it fluffy and make it rise. And now I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of soda and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just gonna take a whisk and just blend those ingredients together. And now we're gonna come up here and we're gonna make the creamed mixture that we're gonna be adding our flour to. And our creamed mixture is gonna start with 2 sticks of butter that's come to room temperature. It's nice and soft for us. And then 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. Now we're just gonna cream our ingredients together until they're nice and fluffy. All right, there we go. That's nice and fluffy. Now I'm gonna break 1 egg and add that. Now we're gonna take our dry ingredients and we're gonna slowly add that to our creamed butter and sugars. And you can see that this is gonna be a real thick, stiff batter, almost like an oatmeal cookie. Okay, the last of our flour. Now we're gonna fold in 1 cup of oats and then 3/4 of a cup of grated coconut. Okie doke. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. So we're just gonna fold this in. Now I'm gonna use a very small ice cream scoop because you'll wanna make sure they'll all bake evenly. So you'll make sure that you're real precise in the measuring out of your cookies. Now we're gonna put our cookies in the oven, 350 degrees for 10 minutes. And they look delicious, don't they? So in the oven that goes. Let's move on over here because our brownies have cooled off. They're cool enough for me to frost them now. So let's just put that wonderful cream cheese and orange frosting on top of our brownies. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, we just want to spread that evenly. Okay, so there we go. It looks beautiful. All right, let's cut into our brownies now. I'm so ready to taste these brownies. Gently lift out that first brownie. Doesn't that look good? And I think I'm gonna throw a couple of kumquats on my plate. Oh, and we almost forgot our vegetables. A little mint. Let's give it a taste. Come on in here with me now. Get up close. Get up close so I can reach your mouth. It's out of this world. When we come back, I want to share a recipe with you that I call the best ever bread pudding. And then our cookies should be ready too, and then we're gonna ice them with the white chocolate and some more coconut, and we'll be sampling those too. So don't go anywhere, because Paula's in the kitchen baking today, y'all. I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all. Hey, y'all, while we were on break, I kept working. Our cookies were ready. I took them out of the oven while y'all were gone. I toasted off some coconut, and in my double boiler, I have melted 8 ounces of white chocolate. Now, all we're gonna do is frost our cookie, and then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna sprinkle it with toasted coconut. If you want to, you can do this a couple of different ways. You can frost the whole cookie if you want to. And that's simple enough to do. You just take your chocolate, spread it around over your cookie, and then sprinkle it with the coconut. Don't these look delicious? And they just look a little different from, you know, your ordinary coconut cookie. And you can't go wrong with coconut and white chocolate. So there we go. Now I'm gonna let them sit here and dry while we get our bread pudding together. I'm gonna start by cubing up 3 cups of just an Italian bread that I've let sit out on the counter to just kind of get stale for me. All right, now for the custard. I've got 5 eggs that I've cracked in this bowl. And to our eggs, we're gonna add 2 cups of sugar. One, 2. All right. I'm gonna whisk our eggs and our sugar together. And then I'm gonna pour in 2 cups of milk. All right, so we've got that mixed up good. Now I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. And we're gonna toss this in the bowl with our bread. All right, I'm gonna get me a spoon. I think I can work a little bit better now with a spoon. All right, so over our bread that goes. And I'm just gonna stir that up. And I'm pouring that into a 13 by 9 by 2 container that's been greased. I greased it all up real good with butter. And I'm gonna make a layer using a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. All right. The next thing I'm gonna add is a 1/2 stick of butter. And I'm gonna take a fork and I'm just gonna mix our butter and our sugar together. All right, now I'm gonna toss in 1 cup of chopped pecans. All right, back with my fork, I'm gonna kind of cut those in and just mix those nuts in with that brown sugar and butter. Now I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna sprinkle it all on top of our custard. All right, there we go. All right, this is ready to go in the oven. We're gonna bake it for about 35 minutes on 350 degrees. And before you know it, we're gonna have this beautiful golden brown puffy bread pudding ready. So that's 350 at 35 minutes. Now let's come back over here and let's see how our cookies turned out. And you know I'm gonna pick out a cookie that's not just half frosted, that's all the way frosted with that white chocolate. Great Grannies, it's so good. I wish y'all were right here in the kitchen with me to sample one. When we come back, we're gonna finish that bread pudding and we're gonna top it with a wonderful sauce.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Okay, I see y'all out there and I bet your mouth is watering. Look at this bread pudding. It looks fabulous. Now, if you're unsure or not whether it's done, you can use the old toothpick trick, and mine is done just right. Let's make our brandy sauce. I'm gonna use 1 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of melted butter. Has anybody been keeping track with how much butter I've used today? But you know what? You can't bake without butter. Now I'm gonna beat my egg up in here. And then I'm gonna just stir this together. Now you'll wanna be careful when you add alcohol. You'll wanna make sure you either cut your fire off or you move your pot away from the fire. And I'm gonna pour in our brandy. That was 1/4 of a cup. All right, back over the fire that goes. And that looks perfect. Now I'm gonna cut the fire off. And like I said, I'm gonna bring it over here and I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. All right. So let's bring our brandy sauce over here, and I'm just gonna pour it on top of our bread pudding. And that was so easy to pull together. All right. I've got me a bowl right here ready to fix me up a serving. And look in here, y'all come in here so you can see when I dip this up. You know, I just adore bread. And this dish is truly having the best of both worlds, the bread and the sugar. Look at that wonderful sauce in there. And you can see the brown sugar and the butter and the pecans that's made that nice crust. Sometimes I could just pure cry when I'm eating these desserts. They're so good. I've had a wonderful time with y'all today. I hate to say bye, but you know that I always send y'all best dishes and love from my kitchen to y'all's. See you next time. And happy baking to you. And happy eating.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if y'all enjoyed this week's full episode Friday, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, friends.